Well, here we are, another 30 below morning without the wind. I got to do chores today. The cattle got to get fed, so I hope the Magnum starts. Let's see. Okay, it's plugged in. Here goes nothing. Holy. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever started this tractor when it's this cold. I've always tried to work around the cold temperatures, you know. It's beating it. It's just, wow. Yeah, I've always tried to work around the cold temps. Try to feed the cattle before it got cold and feed them enough to get through that cold. But in this case, it's been cold for so long that I got to feed them right in the middle of the cold. Look at this. This frickin' bullshit again. Coming out the bottom there, leaking right out the oil cooler again. Okay, well I got the block heater plugged in on the Massey, but that's gonna it'll take all day before it'll start. If it'll even start. It's been sitting most of the winter. Batteries are probably dead on it now. But I'm gonna get the diesel bullet going. I got that new sock. We'll get the diesel bullet going on this tractor and that'll speed things up to get it started. I'll have to do that same thing I did last year. Remember, I don't know if you guys remembered, but I blew that same oil cooler on the Magnum last year. So I'm gonna have to unhook the hay buster, hook a chain on the front of the hitch there with the Massey, lift it up just enough, skid it back enough to get it hooked onto the Massey, and so it'll be, I'm gonna guess, noon before I even start doing chores. So I planned on heading west today, but it's gonna be a while before I head west now. So if I even make it there today, might not be able to go till tomorrow. Not the end of the world, I guess. If I set back one day, that's not that bad. I just can't believe that. I just had that tractor running 2 days ago. Wasn't quite this cold, but it's got to have something to do with that real cold weather. That oil cooler, there's something restricting the flow too much and it just blows, or I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I gotta get the diesel bullet out of the pump house here. Obviously, it's not for high temp. Look at. Well, I got the diesel bullet going on the Massey as good as I can with just the diesel bullet itself. The sock's not doing nothing. Tried to rearrange the sock so that it would still direct the flow of the heat, but it just keeps melting. Obviously, it's not designed for high temp. So, yeah, it'll probably take till it's almost 10 o'clock now. I bet you almost dinner time before I get the Massey even started, so we'll see. I can't really leave. I don't want to leave and go do something else while the diesel bullet's running on it like that. That makes me nervous. I got it far enough away, I don't think it'll melt anything, but man, that thing gets hot. If you have it near wiring or something, I've melted wiring one time on, I forget what else I was doing with it. Melted wiring on something. Just gotta be careful. Yeah, see, this is really the only place I can put it. Right here. Warm up the front diff good anyways. And it does kind of hit the front diff and directs it up and towards the motor, so it's going to take a long time, but it'll be quicker doing it with this than just plugging in the block heater. I'd like to point it like right under the frickin' oil pan, but you can see there, hang on. drive shaft for the front diff is right there. And there's that loom right there, you see? There's that loom, so obviously that loom runs along the drive shaft. And if you get that too warm inside there, obviously you're going to melt that wiring, and whatever that, well, the wire goes to the front diff or something, sensor probably, but either way I don't want to melt it, so it, like, you can't really point it up at the oil pan. It's just, I'm worried about melting shit, so I'll leave it pointing right there for now. It's only going to help. Might not help a lot, or it'll just take a really long time to warm up that motor. But you can see the side of the motor is getting frosty. So I mean, see that there by the dipstick? When it's getting frosty, that means the heat's getting to it. So it'll just take a long time to get it warmed up slowly without melting shit. So if this thing runs a full hour straight, that might be just enough. Plus the block heater's plugged in too. We're just worried this thing's going to run on a diesel though. And I try to leave it full of diesel when I put it, the pump house is heated. I got a little heater in there. If you put ice cold 32 below diesel in there, it won't fire. It just gels up. And you gotta fuck with the, I took a Tiger torch, held the Tiger torch underneath there, warm it up just enough to get flowing. Once it gets flowing, it's okay, but these cold temperatures, everything is just a hassle. Everything. Pretty disappointed with that Magnum. That's a piss off. Obviously I can't use it when it gets real cold. You'd have to go back to the Massey being the main chore tractor, I guess. I've never had problems with it, knock on wood. I've never had big problems like that with the Massey when it got cold. Like I said earlier, I try working around the real cold temp, but in this case I couldn't. It's been cold for so long that I had to feed during this cold snap, so what do you do? And my old sock, I never did sew it up yet. It's completely blown out. The whole seam right here on the original sock that actually works, the whole seam all the way is blown wide open. So it's fucked. I couldn't use it. I took it home, put it in the garage, try to find some high temp thread or something. I don't know. Try sew it back up, but it's fucked. So this is just going to have to work. I don't think I want to move it any closer. I think the direction it's pointing is about right. It hits the front diff, it kind of goes up. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, see that heat's getting there. You can see it. This is still cold to touch, but you can see the frost. Frost there. Heat's not getting this far over. So it's hitting right here, nice and hot there. And it goes up into here. Hits this, deflects off that, goes up in there, up towards the motor. Yeah, it's gonna take an awfully long time to warm up. Huh. Well, I moved it a little closer. The handles get in the way, and like I say, I'm just nervous it's gonna melt shit. Let me start melting wiring on a new tractor like this. That wouldn't be good. So I'm just gonna let it sit right there and jump in the truck and warm up for a bit. This is gonna be a while. Still some diesel left in there, but what I'm going to do is take it to the diesel tank now, and maybe with that diesel that was left in there out of the warmth, mix a little bit of the cold stuff in there, and then it'll be good. that I won't run out. It's gonna have to run for quite a while. Let's go top her up with ice cold diesel. Yeah, I think we're good. It's almost full of diesel now, so we should be able to run for quite a while without running out of diesel now. Should be good to go. Hell yeah. Hey, while the diesel bullet's going on the Massey, let's see if this electric motor has full power from the battery. See if charging it worked fine yesterday. After charging it overnight, let's see if it works today. The old feed box electric motor worked perfect. So the battery just needed to be charged, that's all. Okay, well, starting to see the snow melting off the hood of the Massey here. So obviously the heat's getting up there. It's been about an hour and a half since I plugged in the block heater. But probably only about an hour with the diesel bullet going on it. Maybe a little more than an hour. I don't know if it'll start yet. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. Then try start it. Well, I'm getting impatient. The block heater's been on or going or whatever for a solid 2 hours. Diesel bullet's been on it for, I'm going to say, an hour and a half. Let's see if there's even power to try start it. The batteries might be dead. The heater fan turned on, so that's a good sign. The glow plugs are showing, so I'll cycle the glow plug twice, or plugs or whatever. Cycle it twice. Well, it didn't stay on very long, so that's a good sign. When it's real cold, normally it stays on a long time, the glow plug icon or indicator or whatever. Here goes nothing. As soon as that indicator goes off. Holy fuck. She fired up. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Turn the heater on. Go put the diesel bullet away. Put that fucked up sock away. Put the extension cords away. We'll have to warm up for a few minutes. And I'll go unhook that hay buster, drag it back with the loader, blah, blah, blah. Okay, next thing, unhook this. All right, let's jump in the Massey, get a chain on the bucket, skid the hay buster back. Okay. That should lift there good enough. And I see there's a hydraulic hose leaking. See it there? So that's awesome. Okay, here we go. It's not heavy. Sunglasses are fogging up. Okay, ever so gently back up. Forward a bit. There. I'm going to back up and turn away to the left, I mean. Okay. Forward. Turn to the right. Okay, back up, crank her to the left. Okay, go forward, crank her to the right. There. Should be able to hook onto that now. Right about there. Beauty. There. those that used to follow me on TikTok, follow me on YouTube here now, this will be the third oil cooler I've had to replace on that Magnum. I thought that Magnum was a good chore tractor, but I'm starting to second guess that. Just when it gets real cold, that oil cooler blows every time. Same thing happened last year. Cold day, went to fire it up, oil spewing everywhere. Unreal. I think that hose is just for the grapple fork. Maybe it's for the tilt, I don't know. It's not looking real bad. Yeah, I think I got them all hooked up right. About fucking time. I probably took 30 minutes alone right there just hooking up the hoses. Jesus. Okay, let's see if I got them hooked up. Oh, that's why. Sometimes you think they're in, but they're not. Okay. Okay, we're good to go. Let's go feed some cattle finally. Well, it's 1:15. Since I filled the bulls feeders the other day and bedded them, they're all good. Heifers got lots of bedding left. The heifers are fed for about a week now. So that's all good to go. All we got left is the calves. The calves need at least one bale in the feeder, a bale of straw for bedding. Then they're done. And then the cows. Okay. Let's put this bale of hay in the feeder for the calves. Give them some bedding. There. Calves got bedding. Put a bale in that feeder. Let's go feed those cows. All right. Let's get these cows fed. And you know what? It didn't take as long as I thought it was gonna to get that Massey fired up. So we still might be out of here in a not bad time. Well, we'll see. We're not done yet. Anybody else do that? Make a little bit of a pile of snow. Like once you get enough snow, make a little bit of a pile of snow. So you can jab the gate post in the snow when you open it. That way you don't got to bend down when you go to pick it up. Okay, we got that straw shredded in a nice line. And we shredded some hay on top of that straw. There. Cows got 2 rows of feed there. Enough for about a week. We'll give them a little more bedding over here. Well, that's it. Chores are done for about a week, except giving the calves their oats for the day. That didn't take as long as I thought it was gonna. 2.5 hours to get the Massey running. And then giving the cows a bunch of feed and the heifers and all that. Wasn't that bad. Still a piss off that oil cooler blew like that. All right, let's hit the road. Head west. But it's gonna be kind of weird. My favorite place to ride is McBride, but we're not going there this trip. I've been wanting to meet up and ride with this young guy. He's I don't know, I think he's gonna be somebody someday. He keeps progressing the way he's going. He's on YouTube. You'll have to check back later and see who I'm ripping it up with down there.